The Johannesburg Road Agency says it's received more than 32,000 requests to service potholes, and it's on a mission to fill and patch them across the city. But is the JRA launching a losing battle against potholes? Nonhlanhla Helen Makuba, who's Johannesburg MMC for Transport, will answer those questions for me in just a moment. But I want you to look at this video before we get into that conversation. I was on a run Friday afternoon, and this happened. Have a look.
Sort of have to evade this every day. Now imagine you're driving here in front of the Panorama Football Club Center, and this is your first time driving here. You don't know about this pothole. In the dark, you lose control. What happens? Where is the city of Joburg? Where is JRA? Where is anyone who works in the city of Joburg? Anywhere, any department. What goes through your mind when you pass through this? What do you say? Because the entire package of service delivery, you may be doing your work at Joburg Zoo or City Parks or, I don't know, City Power, wherever, but this contributes to diminishing the entire package of service delivery as experienced by your citizens. And this is just an example. There are many, thousands of these potholes across the city. Recently you said, as JRA, that you're starting a new war on potholes. It's been a week since you did that. No sign on this side of the city of this battle against potholes. Look, the entire stretch, this whole side, it's just a bad road. Yeah. City of Joburg, of Mayor Jeff Makuba.
So let me tell you where that fits in. It's part of an initiative that I hope we can get going here on all angles, where we engage in direct conversations with people who are responsible for service delivery. That pothole you see there may not be the deepest pothole in Johannesburg, but I don't want us to normalize the abnormal. It's abnormal for potholes to remain unfilled for months on end. That particular one in the area of Radiokop on the border of Velgehevel has been there for at least 2 months. Come on, people. 2 months for a pothole. No. We shouldn't accept it. So to hear about this war on potholes then, I'm joined by Nonhlanhla Helen Makuba, who's the MMC here in Johannesburg. MMC, that particular pothole may not be the deepest pothole in Johannesburg, but I used it to dramatize the issue of potholes across the country. And you've been saying that you are on a new battle against potholes. Where exactly is this new battle? I've not seen you anywhere in my neighborhood.
Good morning, Tulas. We started the service delivery blitz, concentrating, you're quite right, on potholes, road patches, and reinstatements. We started in region B, and then the following week we went into region C, and I think the areas that you're talking about are in region C. And I would like to mention to you that as I have said before when I was speaking on these service delivery blitzes, was that in areas where we've allocated a week to deal with the service delivery backlogs, if there is more work that is left, we will be leaving teams in those regions to actually continue with the work until the list of all the service delivery requests are attended to. On the one that you've shown, I will have to check if it is on the list that we are given to by the regional offices, because the regional offices are the ones that will supply us with a list of the work that needs to be done. And as we're doing this service delivery blitz, we're concentrating on that list that they have given to us. But I have encouraged, hello?
Yes, go ahead, MMC.
But I've encouraged our residents to also help us by reporting, because you might find what you see on the roads is actually not on our list. So therefore, it means when I go out on the service delivery blitz, it won't be there.
Yeah.
So when you see a pothole, report to us so that we can be able, like I said, we will be leaving teams in these regions to actually continue with the work as and when we get the service delivery.
Do you have an idea, MMC, of some of the worst patches of road within the city? Because, you know, I don't want this to be about that particular pothole. I only took that video to really dramatize and to sort of get, you know, my viewers to move to this mode where we don't accept lapses in as far as service delivery is concerned. Yes. It's not about self-serving and that particular pothole being fixed, although it would be great to have that happen. Yes. But do you have an idea of some of the worst patches that are sort of emergencies at the moment?
I'll give you one example that we went to yesterday when we launched in Region F. It's the one on Main Reef Road. You're aware that Main Reef Road is one very long stretch of the road that comes from the CBD, goes straight into Florida. There was an area around Main Reef Road next to an area called Denver, called Mangolongolo there, where the motorists were now using the oncoming lane of the traffic because the side where they are supposed to drive was actually finished. And the cause there was that there was water that was seeping through from the residential area there and affecting the road. So that is the biggest patch that we have done actually ever since I started with the service delivery blitz 3 weeks ago. And we left yesterday I left the teams working there to patch that one.
MMC, let me just pull up some tweets from our viewers, just on their reflections on this, you know, service delivery blitz, and particularly the issue of potholes. One of our viewers saying, maybe you can get the pavement therapists out to unblock stormwater drains before everyone screeches climate change when the roads flood again. Another one says, in terms of that blitz that we're talking about, not yet. We are approaching rainy season and it's going to be worse. And the last one that we're going to pull up says, our roads are one big pothole. Talk to me about the issue of stormwater drains, because as that person points out there on Twitter, rightly points out, we are headed for the rainy season. And when the stormwater drains are not working, it becomes a nightmare. Actually, flash flooding is exacerbated by all of that. Where do you stand on trying to unclog some of these stormwater drains?
The regional offices of the JRA in all the 7 regions of the city have a responsibility of actually cleaning the KIs before we approach the rainy seasons. That is why I'm very excited, as you may be aware, that we've been working with only a third of the force of the JRA team due to COVID. I'm very excited that we're opening up, we're going to level 1 on Sunday midnight, and the full workforce of the JRA will be back again, because that is one thing that the teams will always go out and do, and actually make sure that the KIs are cleaned. And there are cases where we have, with the type of the weather that we've been having these days, I know that we've had instances of flooding in the district, in the city of Johannesburg. But if you look at the type of rains that we had at that time, it was the type of rains that were not actually, were more than the capacity of the stormwater that we have in the city. But generally, our teams are always up there to actually clean the KIs long before the rainy season starts. And another issue that I would like to raise there is that our communities also must assist us when it comes to these KIs. Because in most instances, as we are doing the service delivery blitzes, in some areas we also we find a KI and we see that it is clogged. And when we open them, we find that they are using the KI system for using it for throwing rubbish.
MMC,
So I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm out of time, but I would want a particular commitment from you, because the whole point of this exercise is for us to be able to start to track what you do as government. Because, you know, it's one thing for us to talk about concepts and generally agree that the right thing should be done. I think we are past that. I'd like you to commit to us that you will provide us as ENCA with a list of problematic areas of stretches of road that will be fixed, whereas where we will be able to go back with you at the end of the financial year. I'm availing myself to go with you and you show me this is what the road looked like and this is what it looks like right now. That's one thing. And also responsiveness, MMC, the availability of regional officials for people to be able to report to. Those details should be made public for people to know, who do I call when there's a pothole that's been there for 2 months that has not been fixed?
Okay. Thank you very much. I fully agree with you, Tulas. We can supply ENCA with the list. And I also would like to actually give a feedback, as I am saying that I started with the service delivery blitz 3 weeks ago. I am committing that I can be able to come back here and give a feedback of the work that we have done, compared to the lists of the backlog that we had, how much have we done, and how do we plan to continue doing what is outstanding, so that we are able to actually come to a stage where we say we are dealing with queries on a daily basis as they come in. So I'm available to do that, and the information will be available to you.
Fantastic. We'll keep knocking on your door. MMC Nonhlanhla Helen Makuba of Johannesburg there, talking to us about the issue of road maintenance and also issues around the filling of potholes in the city of Johannesburg.